particularly for the Cats. They need to get back on the winners list. Umpire McInerney to get things underway. West Coast versus Geelong at Skilled Stadium. Cox wins the first half to Cousins. Handball out wide, Braun. Advantage called. The kick towards full forward. Good mark taken.
He's put down off the ball too. Chris Odie's getting up very gingerly.
He's got a couple of big hits last week as well.
So Scarlett finds Kelly. There's a loose player on the wing. Jared Rook. Just a little fumble, but he's got plenty of time. Corey put him under a little bit of pressure, but Corey was able to get the handball back to Rook, who drives it long towards Mooney. Inside attacking 50. Glass at the back read it pretty well. Wobbles the kick out wide. The Cousins, who looks to have made a full recovery, sweeps the handball to Fletcher. Shares it out wide with Hunter. They're doing pretty well here, the West Coast. Big Dean Cox lumbers away, runs to 60. Where we go with the left foot, long to the goal square. Waters at the back, good strong mark taken in front there. Well played by Gary Milburn.
I tell you what, Ben Cousins, he might be tagged pretty boy by some people, but not only can he play, he is as tough as they come, Cousins. He's up, had a couple of big hits last week. He got drunks at the start, but he's up and going. As the Cats go inside 50, Mooney on the left. Bit of a floater, and chipping in as a man who has only played 11 games of footy, but I'll tell you what, he's looking good. Jamie Graham, and there you go. Every time. But nevertheless, he does look the goods, young Graham. So, bad turnover here. And the free kick is going to be taken by Corey. The short's on, it's not a good option. And mopping up easily as we're Punda. Sweeping handball to Cox, who's got a paddock. Now, Cousins giving him the lead on the wing. He ignores him, so he just lumbers along. 3 bounces for Cox. Now he's run himself in a bit of trouble. Gives it over to Kerr. Kerr pumps it long. Chick has got the sit here. He flies, can't take the mark. Still there. Stripped of the football. Ball comes out to Stenglein. Now Lynch. He's been in good form from 45. He has a ping. And the first score of the match goes to West Coast. It's a point to Quinton Lynch.
Just a couple of matchups in the middle. Braun on Kelly and Bartels on Stenglein.
And Jared Rook has picked up Ben Cousins. Thought he might have got the job on Kurt. You take your pick. Corey marks the kick in. Off to Bartel. And the kick is effective. Mark taken low down by Chapman. Paul Chapman been one of the best Geelong players this season. Searching kick towards Mooney. Run by Hunter. But Mooney down a second effort. Emily did very well. Hunter will want the boundary line here. Kelly does superbly. Kicks his hands for his handball in the end. Perhaps a little too fierce for Mooney. Emily, Hunter just jams it on the boot. Forced them in a dangerous position here from the Eagles. Now Ablett off the step. Tries to find his brother. Kick just astray. Just pushed off at Gary Ablett. And the boundary try will result deep in Geelong's left forward pocket.
One of the matchups I'm looking forward to is Ruakunda on Chapman. Chapman, a very dangerous play, but he'll know that Ruakunda gives him plenty of space.
Otten's the front posse. Nice tap down. Mackie to Corey. Into open space. Running into Will Johnson. McCoskey's good. It's well done by McCoskey. Beautifully done as Eagles get out of trouble. Little give and go. Back to McCoskey. Plenty of room out there on the outer wing at the moment for the Eagles. So they go to half forward. Oh, he's putting his body on the line there as Kelly did well. Got the handball out to Corey. Over to Scarlett. That gets Rook. Rook now. Steady's on the right. Puts it inside 50. Looks for Mooney. Takes the 90 mark.
Oh, he's got off to a good start. He's that focal point they need up forward because he will bring the ball into the ground if he doesn't mark it. And the Geelong smaller forwards need to know this, but he's off to a pretty good start, Cam Mooney.
So Cam Mooney today playing his 100th match for Geelong. 111 games in total. Started his career with the Kangas. Drop putt on its way. He's got the aid of the breeze, but he misses to the right, so 1 point apiece.
Breeze probably worth 2 to 3 goals, so Cats will need to make full use of it. That's what's ahead of David Leopunda as he eventually kicks short to Fletcher. So Geelong have manned up pretty well here, except for Kerr, who accepts the short kick. Thought about going across the ground, but decides to kick close to the line. Hunter the target, but I think down the floor. Mooney takes Hunter out with him. And trainer coming in there, West Coast trainer just pushing Mooney aside. Now, he could be in trouble here, Hunter.
Yeah, that was nasty.
Oh,
concrete there too.
Well, it's lucky, in fact, it was probably the player's box.
He's hurt himself badly. See, that's going to have to be looked at, boys.
I mean, if that had been just a metre to the right,
it could have been really serious.
He would have headbutted the concrete. And the boundary line here at Skilled Stadium, very close.
See the concrete just
on the right.
On the right, and that could have been potentially a lot worse than it's ended up being. What did you see down there?
It was. You could hear the thud of his head on the barricade around the ground. It was particularly nasty.
Bad news for Adam Hunter as Hartley kicks out wide. Mark taken okay from Joel Corey. Otten's leading into the pocket. Eventually he goes to him, and Otten's marks right on the edge of his kicking range. He'll need to kick at 55. There's Nathan Ablett.
I guess, Chris, that's a problem with an old-fashioned suburban ground, isn't it?
It is. So Geelong still looking for their opening goal. Otten's from outside 50 across the face and through for a behind. So the Cats lead by a point. Early stages of this big match at Skilled Stadium.
A few of the West Coast Eagles blokes definitely let Cameron Mooney know what they thought about that too.
Well, looking at a replay, it's a hard one. I mean, Mooney didn't have much room to move either, did he?
Look,
I reckon it's a bit tough.
I think he had to make the contest, which he did, but he didn't follow through it all.
No, I think it's a bit of a tough call looking on replay. But we'll have another look at it shortly. But as I said, it could have been potentially a lot worse.
Mooney actually said to Stengline, his eyes were on the ball through the whole thing.
So Ling for Geelong. Goes sideways to Bartel. Eagles get numbers back. So Bartel's just going to load up a kick and hope for the best with Under all by himself. And he takes an uncontested mark. Cousins, short to Hanson. Leaves on the wing. And that's going to be out in the full too, is it? No, just touched on the line by Waters. It's a close call. Cats fans want a free kick. Nevertheless, we've got to throw in.
Here's the incident with Cam Mooney. Yeah, don't know about the eye thing on the ball.
I can tell you what, all he did was he just went to spoil there. He's no doubt about that. Go through with it. So can't blame Mooney for that.
We're putting it close to the line and over. So a boundary throw in right below us.
Just on the breeze, Chris, this is definitely the defensive side of the ground. The breeze is blowing into this pocket down on this side of the ground.
And we've seen the Eagles already kick a couple out on the full with the wind defending it, Andy. So the boundary throw in. Ottens gets good position. Doesn't get an effective knockaway though. Cox, little kick around the body. Banfield on the ground. Well done, Selwood, although his handball was too fierce for Kerr. Corey jams it on the boot. Ball inside, attacking Christian Mooney. Keeps his feet. Now a chance for Ablett. Got where Punda to get around. He does. And he kicks the opening goal on the match. Well played, Gary Ablett. So Geelong have had all the play in the last 2 or 3 minutes and finally get the reward for their efforts.
Well, they do, and really Cam Mooney's been in the thick of things. We just see the quick kick out of the stoppage, but Mooney was able to get on it, and Ablett, he's just got tremendous balance, plenty of time there to get on his trusty right foot and slots in a lovely goal.
So with the aid of the breeze, the Cats get the first, and these conditions will suit Gary Ablett down to a T this afternoon. Cox the tap in the path of Cousins. Ottens did well to hold it up. Geelong win the football. Callan. Now Enright, he's run down. Ling's in there. Got to beat 3 Eagles here at the boundary line. Provides some solace there. So throw in slightly in the West Coast Eagles attacking half.
And it's just going to be interesting, the Cox and Otten's duel. You just know that Cox will run all over the ground, try and wear Otten's out. Just it'll be interesting to see how long Thompson keeps Otten's on the ground for.
Otten's got first hand to it, to Enright. With Punda. Oh! Back goes Ablett. Ball and with Punda's up. Good hard stuff. All eyes for the ball. With Punda's been given the free hit. No, it's not going to with Punda. Look at this for a clash. Just eyes on the footy. Well, with Punda did anyway. Ablett fixed him up.
Well, yeah,
but with Punda got up. Good stuff. That's what we like to see in Australian rules football.
Nothing wrong with that.
No. And the free kick's going West Coast's way for another incident. Kick to the wing. It was Mikoski. Big patch fly. Now a chance for up West Coast. Quick kick out of the pack by Stenglow to half forward. The bounce favours West Coast. Swooping his Cousins. He straightens up and he kicks a great goal. Here's another look at it. Bang goes Ablett. Good old-fashioned hip and shoulder where Punter did not take his eyes off the footy. And half of those 3 points can go to David Punter, I reckon.
Oh, yes, fantastic play. But what about the running by Cousins? He ran hard forward, was able to get on the end of it and kick the Eagles' first goal.
So the Eagles get there first. Ottens to do battle with Cox again in the centre. Cox wins it down. Stenglow couldn't get boot to ball. Good desperate stuff there from Jared Rook. He ties it up. Umpire letting it go, but eventually calls for it. Cousins with 4 possessions already. Leading possession men on the ground. Joel Corey's had 9 possessions. Third man up, Corey wins it down. Bartel, scrappy handball, put Rook under the pump. He's got to get it clear quickly, he does. Corey did brilliantly to go over the top to Mackie. Get rid of it, son, he does. A wild handball though, good pressure from the Eagles. Emily couldn't control it. Steve Johnson can. Well done, a little give to Bartel. He hurries to kick inside attacking 50. Brilliant trap from Cam Mooney. Can he find a target? Kick around the body, intended for Chapman. Chapman should go from here. He loves these. Kicks a goal for the Cats.
Great play, Mooney, wasn't it?
Well, sensational. He's winning everything. And look, the kicks into the forward line haven't been pretty, but the fact is that Mooney's been in front providing the contest. And we just see there, great tackle of the footy, great centre of the football also, and Chapman was never going to miss.
So Mooney's been hot early, and 2 of the Cats who really have had consistent seasons, hasn't been many of them, but Chapman and Ablett have. And they've kicked the opening 2 goals for Geelong. Andy Marr, any more news on Hunter?
He's up and about, Quarters. He looks as bright as a player could possibly be expected to be after a clash like that. They've got the bandage on his head now. He's up and about doing some run-throughs. I don't think it'll be too long until he's back on the ground.
Cats go inside 50. Ablett flew high, couldn't take the mark. Got first hands on it, just didn't stick. Now his brother comes in, fed it out to Johnson. This for Geelong's third.
The work there from Gary Ablett was just spectacular. We've seen the mismark from Nathan, but look at the tackle that Gary Ablett applies here on Jamie Graham, and then strips him of the ball and slips the handball out to Steve Johnson.
Well, you can't beat second and third efforts, and that's what he's so good at. Ablett runs it back onto the ground.
Adam Hunter back on the ground, not happy with the treatment he got from Cam Mooney, and Mooney won't just stand there and take it. Back in the centre, this game hotting up. The Cats doing well early. Cousins ferreting hard there in the centre square. Spills to Blake. Well done, big guy. Gets his third kick of the year. Up towards half forward. Out comes Hunter. Almost brought out.
He is lined up.
Out to Emily. He gives it to Weirpunda. High towards filling the ball. Holding up against the Breeze Milburn from the side with courage. Blake doesn't know where to go, so eventually back to Scarlett, who finds a target. Bartel marks on the wing.
Just in the middle of the ground. Cousins' beat has been decked again, so he's gone down twice in this game so far.
There's Mooney. Well, this is going to be a very interesting clash now. Hunter's back on and he's not happy with Mooney, but a little bit unfairly once again. He sells the dummy. Mooney for a goal. Sensational stuff from the big hairy Cat. Oh, how about that one, he says. It's on at Skilled Stadium, and rightly so. As Cousins comes off, he looks rattled. And that is magnificent stuff from Mooney. Sold the dummy. And he is lighting up Skills Stadium at the moment.
Well, he is 6 possessions so far. He's their focal point up forward, but just at the minute, the Cats are dominating the clearances 6-1. That's the area where the Cats are on top.
There's the hit on Cousins, going down again. Jared Rook. And Ben Cousins just taking a spell. Back in the centre. Cats off to a flyer here. Blake wins it. Prittis a chance in his debut. Couldn't get rid of it. And umpire McInerney calls for it. Enthralling battle this.
He's a mess, isn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Look at that. Like being in a car accident. Cuts all over him.
Punch forward by Corey. Third man up to the park with Kelly. He's got 3 to beat here. No support. His handball intercepted by Selwood. Stengline. Kelly. Good second effort though. Very Stengline in a tackle. Ablett fighting hard at ground level. The umpire eventually calls for it. Second and third efforts of Geelong players this afternoon, Steve. Really been a highlight.
Well, you would have expected that. They had to come out firing.
Blake wins another tap. Corey will scoops it out. Luckily, Bartell. Look out, Shannon Burns in trouble. Kelly back to assist. Callan. Good pressure this from the Eagles. Ablett going nowhere. Numbers with the West Coast. Burns needs to hold his ground here. He gives it up though. Banfield. Prittis wobbles the kick towards half forward. Coming out to meet it Egan. Did well, but Hansen kept his feet. Ashley Hansen at half forward, delivers inside, attacking 50, almost to Rook. A chance at ground level, wrapped up. And the umpire's giving the lucky free kick to Jamie Graham. And he'll take it from just inside 50. We'll need a good kick into this slight breeze to kick a goal from here. Jamie Graham. 5-1 from set shots this year. From 50 yards, a wonderful effort. Has it got the distance? It has. Wonderful goal to the West Coast.
So good kick off the breeze.
And West Coast with their second, margin back to 13 points as we look at it again. Great carry, perhaps suggesting that the breeze isn't going to be as big a factor as we may have thought at the start of the game, Steve.
Well, probably not, but that was a super kick on 50 and a goal the West Coast needed. Only been in there forward 50 on 5 occasions this quarter.
So Lynch having a run in the ruck. Suspect free kick to Graham. Nevertheless, he made the most of his opportunity with a wonderful kick for goal. Blake against Lynch. Blake follows it up. Fed the handball out to Kelly. He's pinned by Fletcher. Good tackle. Bartell in there for Geelong. Comes out the back of the pack. Kelly, bowled over by Broad. Now Milburn to Enright. Finds some space. Good kick, right foot out wide to Chapman. Decides to go the long option. Mooney wrestles with Hunter. It's over his head. Lings there. Oh, hacked down in mid-air by Emily. That was clever. And there's 2 Eagles there. Lack of talking. But they do have the numbers. Jones to Fletcher to Emily. Back to Fletcher. Back to Jones. And he goes out wide to Hansen, who's been pretty reasonable early. Providing a target up forward. He goes sideways to Stengline.
Dyson Stengline inside the centre square, but only just. Kick towards half forward. Staker on the long lead. Egan going back with lots of courage there. Chapman. Will Staker put a good tackle on. His handball was intended for Egan. He wanted to just block Chip and eventually a boundary throw in. And half forward for the West Coast. Cats fans not happy. For a boundary throw in. Geelong kick into the slight breeze in this opening quarter, leaded by 13 points. Ball to the back, Chancellor Hunt feeds Milburn, who's got plenty of time and space as he runs across half-back. Still running across the ground. Now opens up the opportunity with a little chip kick. It's okay. Enright's got it. At centre half forward, long towards full forward. At the back of the pack. Chance for Mooney. Mooney kicking second, he does. An inspiring first quarter from Cameron Mooney has led the Cats charge. Mooney kicks in second and really has been outstanding. 2 marks, 7 disposals in this opening quarter so far.
He has been, but it was a clever kick by Milburn. We didn't see on screen. He just comes in there. It was more Punda. He was a loose man back for the West Coast, so he had to clear him. And the Geelong players needed to go long. Mooney was deep and was able to put that goal on board.
Well, this is an enthralling encounter. Hunter went off after getting crunched into the player's dugout. Luckily, he didn't sustain more serious injury. Mooney, he's been blamed for it. He made contact, but we believe up here at least it was unintentional. It's been a little 2-man war since, and Mooney is winning it. 2 goals. Now West Coast with possession. McCoskey. And Hanson's been busy, hasn't he, up forward, Steve?
He has.
Working hard.
He is working hard, but it was a great kick by McCoskey there. It looked like he was going to go long, and Hanson's direct opponent just fell off him a little bit, but was able to go short and find an easy mark there to Hanson.
Cousins back on, boys.
Ashley Hanson, 7 goals in his 4 games this season. And right on 50. And the wind got that one. It's not even going to make the distance. So Callan takes the mark. Then he dish off to Hunt. And it's a good kick to Watkins.
Red Ottens at halfback, gets the call from Ablett, who marks Gary. 50. Should be. Interpretation has slackened off after the first couple of rounds of the season. Kick, and well read by Rowan Jones, just cutting across the front of Kelly to mark. Now Cousins getting involved again with a bounce right through the midfield and switching the play. Graham. Well done by Harley in front. Stood his ground. And Tom Harley is with his 3rd game for the season. Chips it out wide. Chance for Stokes. Well done. Put with Sting wide and kicks the ball half forward to a contest. In fact, it's coming back. And it's a relay free kick. So Shannon Burns with the kick. Yeah, half forward. There's Adam Hunter. Cats played a very good first quarter. Long inside attacking 50 at the back. Kelly. Well, it was just completely misread by the pack, the wind having an impact, and James Kelly was 5 metres from anyone, standing at the back of the pack, couldn't believe his luck.
I think Punda was the one that misread it. He ran underneath the ball, just there. And Kelly was just behind the pack, read it best.
So James Kelly, an opportunity from just 25 metres to extend this Geelong lead. He makes no mistake, Cats further in front. So Kelly kicks his first, and the margin now is out to 25 points.
Here's the whiteboard starting with the matchups from the West Coast Eagles forward line. Eagles got to tighten up on Hanson. You've seen already Ben Cousins getting crunched a couple of times. And Mooney and Hunter, that's a big one of the first quarter for all sorts of reasons. We reckon it's a 2 to 3 goal breeze. Geelong probably done a little bit. In fact, they have done better than that. They're out by 25 now, so excellent start. But the starts haven't been a problem for Geelong this year. It's the finishing in the second half of matches as they go forward again. This is Milburn. Short to Corey. The long kicks have been the order of the day. He kicks into the hot spot. Big pack fly. Staying down is Jones. Up against him is Chapman. Great tackle by Chapman. Pin the ball to the chest. The umpire has pinned him.
I don't know about that one, Quarters. I don't reckon he had prior opportunity to get rid of this footy. Perfect tackle. Has he got a chance to get rid of it?
Well, I don't
think so.
It was pretty harsh, but there's no such thing as prior opportunity anymore. You've got to be seen to be making an effort, and I don't know whether Jones was, but you're right, it's one of those 50-50 ones.
Well, there you go. He's made 21 more tackles than any other Cat this year, and that's why. Any tackles here, you stay wrapped up. Chapman. He's already kicked one. He's only 25 metres out. Third of the AFL this year in tackles. And he's rewarded for that one with another 6-pointer as the Cats go further ahead. Oh, this is turning into a match-winning quarter for the Cats. It's out to 31 points, and even with the breeze, this is an exceptional effort from Geelong. It's a great tackle.
Great tackle, but the highlight has been their commitment, and there's no doubt Bomber Thompson would be wrapped with that. They're dominating all aspects, particularly the clearances. That's where they're winning the footy.
So the margin out to 31 points. Very impressive, the Cats this afternoon. Lawton's doing well in the ruck. Kerr, Rook, hard and tough, well tackled. Now that's a fairly similar tackle that Chapman applied on Jones just a few moments ago. This time the umpire calls for it and we get a bounce. Ottens and Cox, third man up, Milburn. Ottens again fighting hard, good second effort. The umpire forced to call for it again. 7-2 plays 2-1. Ottens and Cox. Cox wins that one down. Jones over the football. Pretty messy in the middle at the moment. Umpire trying to clear it. We're put as a loose player back in the Geelong half. Geelong haven't got anyone free. Josh Hunt up at the contest looks to be the loose man for Geelong. Jones, there's free kick in the meantime. It's going to come back to Ablett. So Gary Ablett, who is playing on Selwood, or should I say Selwood on Ablett, has got it.
Corey's had plenty of ball.
He has indeed.
13 touch coming up.
Quite remarkable. Last year's best and fairest winner, Joel Corey. Not too many options. He drills it out wide. Banfield, big fist. Collision here. Well done by Staker. Handball just a little bit too high for Banfield. Allows Stokes in. He scrambles it towards half forward. And here's where Punda, the loose player I was talking about. Plenty of time just to gather, assess, and deliver. And he does effectively. Mark taken by Jones at half back.
So Jones, sure what to do with it. So he seeks the ground, go backwards to Punda, who doubles back and finds Kerr. Hard lead there from Fletcher. That's ignored. Kerr's going to go the other side of the ground, back to the Mendes side. And finds Cousins deep in the back pocket. Down to Kosky. No one on the mark. So the West Coast perhaps decided enough's enough. And they'll just use up time for the rest of this first quarter and stem the bleeding. To Kerr. So they've had about 10 possessions and they've gained no distance whatsoever to the wing. And that's a good mark taken by Glass. Off to Waters. Thumping left foot kick. Hunter's gone up for the attacking shooting there. It was a biscuit away from him for a throw in. So still a couple of minutes left in this first quarter. And the Cats off to a flyer. 7 goals in the first term. Eagles have scored a couple. 55 from West Coast goal. Kelly. Lee. Overran it. He gets crunched. Umpire says, I'll bounce. About 40 metres out from the Eagles' goal.
Yeah, you just wonder where's the consistency. On that occasion, he's happy to pay the free kick at the other end.
Not that time. Cox wins it out. Rook, Kelly, who's been good in this opening quarter as well, wobbles the kick towards the wing. Brilliantly done by Ablett. Read it off hands. Needs to get on with it quickly and does. Kept his head, kept his composure. Blake concedes ground. Milburn. Short kick's okay. And Stokes has got it on centre wing. So not long left in the quarter, just over a minute. He goes back to Milburn. Still plenty of time for a goal. Hunt. We've got an option across the ground. It's Egan. And Egan should mark. He does. So trying to find a way forward here. Dangerous kick. He needs to be strong with his hands, and he is. Well done. And Embley with the job on Cameron Ling this afternoon. Ling dragging him forward, trying to expose his lack of defensive skill. But Weird Ponder's still loose back across the half-forward line for the Cats, making it difficult. Kick towards Ablett. Almost couldn't quite hold on. So a boundary try at half-forward.
Clearances. Amazing. They smashed West Coast in the first quarter. One last chance too for Geelong to increase their lead before the first change. Corey just lost the handle on that one. He's had 13 disposals. No Chris Judd this afternoon. Averaging 26 disposals and 7 clearances a game. Rook couldn't control it. Caught a little bit high was Rose. Umpire let that one go. Quick kick again. Into the forward 50 for Geelong, staying down. There's a chance for Stokes. Got it back to Corey. Good shepherd off the ball too. Kerr's hurt. And now Ottens has taken the mark. Now that'll be quarter time, and this is an impossible kick from here. Kerr's all right, he says. So they
got a great shepherd off the ball.
Yeah, thrown their weight around. Stokes was the man.
And Mooney was the one that really set this up with his contest, bringing the ball to ground.
Against a couple of West Coast defenders.
So what about some cream on the Geelong cake here? Brad Ottens can nail this. It's a near impossible kick in these conditions. Drop punt on its way. He's made a good fist of it. It's close. It just didn't quite make the distance. Nevertheless, a fantastic first quarter to Geelong. They lead and lead handsomely by 31 points at the first break. It's Geelong 7-2. The West Coast Eagles 2-1 with the Cats season on the line.
Couldn't get to all 8 games? Then catch the winners for a complete wrap-up of the round. The Winners is your one-stop shop for all the round's best highlights.
The Winners tonight, 7:30 local.
Your wife called.
Oh. She seems nice. Fun meets functionality with a new Motorola Razr V3X.
Hello, Moto.
With ingenious driver assist technology, an advanced active all-wheel drive system that anticipates when to engage, and 20% more interior space, the all-new RAV4 is bursting with uncompactability.
It was a book of revolutions that defied beliefs. Now, in an exclusive television event, Steve Liebman brings together Australia's leading figures in art, science and religion for a history-making debate that will address the biggest questions of our time. Most importantly,
is Christianity responsible for the greatest cover-up in history?
Ask the questions. Witness the answers. Unlock the code. The Da Vinci Code, fact or fiction. Australia Debates. Premieres Wednesday, 7:30. Exclusive to the History Channel. Last week on The Gospel.
Who's the greatest ladies man in the AFL?
Schneider. He goes like that from Sydney. Yep. His theory is if you can hug him and his fingers touch, you're good enough.
That's The Gospel, Friday on Fox Footy Channel.
There's Mooney. Well, this is going to be a very interesting clash now. Hunter's back on and is not happy with Mooney, but a little bit unfairly would suggest he sells the dummy. Mooney for a goal. Sensational stuff. The big hairy cat. If ever a man was on fire in the first quarter, it was Cam Mooney. He was awesome, and the Cats are out to a 31-point lead with their season on the line. 7-2 plays 2-1. Corey, 14 touches in the first quarter. Kelly also in the double figures. Cousins and Fletcher and Wipunda, all with 7 apiece for West Coast. It was tough stuff, and it all started when Mooney and Hunter clashed out. The Eagles unhappy with this, but really Mooney couldn't do anything here. He was just made a contest of it, and it was just lucky that he didn't hit his head on the larger piece of concrete. It's an occupational health and safety issue there for sure over the next few days. And then Ablett teamed up with Wipunda. Wipunda got straight up to his credit. And Ben Cousins, who got a couple of big knocks last week, was also bowled over a couple of times in that first quarter. So they are throwing their weight around as Cousins was forced to come off for a break. And there is Hunter, looked like he's been in a car accident. He's got cuts all over him, and that will certainly be an issue over the next few days with that concrete that was near the players' dugout. Lucky he wasn't more seriously injured. Andrew Marr.
Yeah, thanks, Quarters. Ben Cousins is going to get Jared Rook all day. He and Hunter Roque at the huddle. Ben Cousins is just sore. He's going to be sore all the way through this match.
So second quarter underway and a secondary bounce. It'll be interesting to see what transpires in this second term with the West Coast kicking with the aid of a 2 or 3 goal breeze. Ottens does well. Chance for Mackie. All of a sudden finds himself in space. Long inside attacking 50. Oh, well done by Class.
So it's with the lead Geelong have got now to kick against the breeze. What's the temptation for Mark Thompson to put a loose man back in defence?
That's a possibility, but I don't think Mark Thompson would change anything. They're winning enough of the ball. They're playing one-on-one footy. I reckon he's going to go with the same game plan as he did in that first quarter.
Lucky had to head down and got the free kick for a high tackle. Nikoski in space. Takes them on. He's got support out wide from Selwood. If he chooses to use him, he does. Selwood now driving kick towards full forward. Hansen, well done by Egan, got a fist in there. Chance for Lynch. Awkward looking kick. Soccer by Chick back into a dangerous position, but Steve Johnson there for Geelong. Good handball, sends Mackie away. He kicks it short, and Chapman now in space as the crowd respond. Kick on the chest of Mooney, who had an outstanding first quarter. Nathan Ablett leads. Mooney wants to kick it long, so he just waited perhaps too long because Wipunda got back. Ablett forced to spoil, and that loose player Wipunda mops up. Handball over to Nikoski, and the Eagles out of trouble.
He's got a beautiful left foot, and he finds Cousins at half back. To Wipunda. And we reckon there's at least a couple of goals in this breeze here at Skilled Stadium, but it's not a ferocious win by any stretch of the imagination, so it's not a huge advantage for West Coast this quarter. Just well, we're not at Windy Hill, they might have been tied. Ottens the tap almost to himself. In fact, he did tap it to himself in the end. Now Rook wobbles from the half forward, and Burns playing in front, dishes off to Ablett. Ablett goes for home. It's long, but it's just offline. Right out here though, and a point to Geelong. 1 goal, 1 so far this afternoon to Gary Ablett.
Margin 32 points. He has Waters marks in the back pocket. Oh, dangerous looking kick. Gives the opportunity to Bartell, who takes a beauty. Jumping all over the top of Selwood.
Thanks very much. Expect to see that.
Oh, gee, setting up a treat.
That's where they've been good, the Cats. They've been able to put enough pressure one-on-one where the Eagles have found it difficult to run it out of their defence.
So, James Bartell, 5 goals, 6 from set shots this year. Has kicked 11 goals, 7 for the season. From 45 into a slight breeze. Wonderful kick. Geelong further in front. So the Cats with the first of the second term, and they are playing some irrepressible football at the moment. Their lead is out to 38 points.
Yeah, it's just super pressure. They're just forcing little mistakes by West Coast at the minute, and that one's a poor one. A poor kick coming out of the fence. It was high, but it was short, and enabled Bartell to take a very good mark and kick an easy goal.
Well, this match is slipping away quickly from West Coast. They've got to get a move on now. They're a good side, so expect them to fight back, but 38 points is a big, big buffer very early in the second term. Corey, disposal number 15. A high ball to half forward. Chapman against Wipunda. Cousins working as hard as ever. Keeps the ball alive. Rook. Good tackle. Just didn't quite stick. No, really else was close. The tackle didn't quite stick, but so then in a tricky game West Coast way. And let's go to Bo Waters.
Umpire in perfect position for that one.
Oh, took over your mark. Well, he's on the wing, umpire. Put him about 10 centimetres. That's just pedantic. Just being pedantic. Let's get on with the game. Come on, Shane McInerney. You almost got one to the back of the stock for good measure. He can laugh about it, which is good. So now he's over his mark. Costa. Plenty of numbers back for Geelong. In fact, there's no one in one half of the ground, boys. So flooding back for the time being, the Cats. A long high ball inside 50. Big pack fly. Almost fell in the arms of Graham in the end. Busting his way through is Embley. Now he's given it up. That was a throw. Umpire let it go. And look at the amount of players over the football at the moment. There's the first gamer. Prittis, who's been averaging 28 disposals for the Waffle in the Waffle this year.
Ottens gets it down, spills to Milburn to Scarlett. Hasn't had much to do today, Matthew Scarlett. Off to Enright. Chip dangerously. Corey. He's thrown it out.
It's red hot.
Bartel concedes ground back to Hunt, who delivers to Chapman, who's got it in half back. So they worked it pretty well there, the Cats. Enright. They built up a really good lead, 38 points, and a support kick from Enright, and he's turned it over, so an opportunity here for the West Coast.
I thought this was a throw, but I was right.
Let's just say a dubious-looking handball. Wipunda off a step, tries to spiral it towards full forward. Hansen, Egan, great mark from Matthew Egan. Got up in front, trusted his ability, and he marked strongly. Hunt to Milburn. And the Cats will try again to get it out of their defensive zone.
Well, any kick like that in these conditions is dangerous. Well, Lings didn't quite take the mark. There's a chance for this. Great tackle by Harley on Graham. He was going nowhere. Lee will have another crack at it. That's a good tackle. How long? Yeah, it's got to be a free kick for West Coast for sure. So they paid the price for mucking around with it. Jones has got the free kick. Rowan Jones.
Gee, you must have been close to the boundary line there, Cameron Ling. Just to take an accidental step over.
4 goals. 7 games so far this season. This is a tough ask from here. He's done it. Magnificent kick from Rowan Jones. Eagles get one back. Gee, he made that look easy. That was a wonderful kick to go.
Well, super kick.
Now let's look at this again, Steve. Now, Ling wrestles the ball.
Well, that's fair enough.
That's a free kick.
Absolutely. No, I'm not suggesting it wasn't a free kick, but I just wondered how close he was to the line that he couldn't have backed over, but he was a bit further than I initially thought. So, great tackling and a great finish from Rowan Jones. So the Eagles bring it back to within 32 points with their first goal of the second quarter. Good pressure in their forward half, causing the turnover. Cox decisively into the path of Cousins. Kerr, now Fletcher, the big three getting involved. To the first game of Prentice, his handball. Oh, he did it brilliantly, got 2 possessions there as he kicks it forward towards the pocket, or Emily should have gone for it.
Well, probably should have gone for it, but was the talk there. Probably needed his teammate to call him back.
So a boundary throw in. And there's Corey leading the possession count on the ground with 16. Cox and Ottens. Lynch almost got the handball away to Cousins. Emily fighting hard, scrambles it forward. Graham and Harley. Well done, Graham. Well tackled though by Harley. Good second effort from the Cat. And he ties it up a bounce 20 metres from the Eagle goal. Here's the tackling.
The tackling's been outstanding.
So, big chance here for the Eagles. Ottens beats Cox. Ball deflects out wide. Cousins. Fletcher. Prittis, who's done very well, hooks it back to the goal square. He can hand out points Hanson. And marks strongly. Well done.
They've just got their matchups right down back. The Cats, there's no real West Coast forward that looks like going to cause any problems for the Cats defenders.
Well, Hanson got away early in the first quarter. The Eagles fought back well. Geelong work it to the wing. It's Mackie playing game number 5 for the season. Gets it moving quickly. Ablett's in there. Worked his way to the front. And is just about within range. We saw a goal kicked in the first quarter from about this distance from Jamie Graham for the Eagles. So Ablett, chance for his first this afternoon. Last time these teams met, he kicked 4. And he comes. He's made a mess of that. And in the end, didn't even make the distance. Banfield, the veteran's on. Little toe poke towards the boundary. Did it very nicely. That's experience for you. We'll have a throw in 50 out from the Cats' goal.
Margin 32 points. Otten's doing very well this afternoon against one of the premier ruckmen in the competition, Dean Cox. Bartell hooks it around the body, high inside attacking 50. Oh, big Cox did it brilliantly there. Handball over the top to Weapunda, who's got plenty of support. Banfield, kick into the path of Kerr. Eagles now starting to gain momentum. Kick is okay. Staker, in fact, it was better than okay. Marks in front of Egan. Staker with some penetration long towards full forward, all up high. Milburn couldn't take it. He was taken high, and no, set it the umpire. Play on's recalled, and the ball tied up 35 metres from the West Coast goal, and a bounce. Milburn and Chick just having a quiet word. Mark Thompson very happy with what's transpired so far this afternoon. Mackie taps it out into the path of Milburn. He gave it towards Kelly. Ball ricochets off legs. Kerr up and under handball. Hunt. Fletcher well tackled by Callan. Milburn nowhere to go. He does well in the end to Hunt. Rook scrambles it towards the wing. The Cats did pretty well in that exchange. Ryan Chapman punts it to his own advantage. Play on the cause. Another mistake. Thought it was going to be a free kick. Weapunda and Chapman gets back involved and does superbly to see it over. And the Cats fans are irate. Let's look at this again. Weapunda stopped. He thought he was going to be there for a free kick.
He continues on and actually doesn't even go to pick up the footy.
Yeah. Cox. We get a clear possession away. Kelly working hard. Over to Callan. Now Milburn. To Chapman, who's found some space. Usually uses it well. The big wind-up from Chapman. It's a good kick into the pocket to Atlas. Great kick.
Now, that's another example of a 50-metre penalty that would have been paid, in my opinion, in round 1, 2 or 3, but gets away with it here. As we watch the Chapman kick, the Ablett opponent is not in the contest and gets a push after he takes the mark.
Do you reckon?
Yep.
Nathan Ablett. Playing his second game for the season. 8 career goals so far in his 5 matches. Again, it just goes across the face. That's a good mark in the back pocket taken by Cox. So Koski and Ablett off the ball having a bit of a go. Still going. As West Coast have possession.
Jones at half-back delivers towards Staker, who picks it up superbly. Clean hands there to Kerr, who gets around Kelly. Driving kick towards half-forward. Lynch went with it. It was the one hand, couldn't control it. Found it throwing.
And Koski and Ablett still going off it off the ball, boys, in the back pocket.
Just warming up a bit too,
yeah,
I reckon.
Getting a bit willing down there.
Boundary thrown at half-forward for the Eagles. Blake up against Cox. Kelly's got it. Well tackled by Prittis, who's been pretty impressive first gamer. Rosa somehow got boot the ball. High inside attacking 50. Bartell from the back couldn't control it. Hunt can. Oh, he gives a handle straight to Staker. Can you believe that? Now towards Chick. Bartell, great tackle. Little kick from Chick just to get rid of the footy. Ling needs to get it out very quickly. Took a long time. Cameron Ling for the second time in the quarter has been penalised, and a free kick for the West Coast.
Well, I think the reason why he gets penalised here, he's actually tackled and then he puts the ball to ground. If you can just see it there, ball comes to ground. There, that was the reason why.
Okay, fair enough. So, a couple of mistakes, but it's been this West Coast pressure in this quarter, particularly in their forward 50, that's been outstanding and has created the opportunity. So, an opportunity here for Rosa from 30 metres. He pops it through. Goal to the Eagles. So, consecutive goals to the West Coast, the first time they've done that in the match. And the margin is back to 26 points.
Top decision by the umpire.
Yeah, it was very good decision, but it was basically the transition from the back line to the forward line, a little bit quicker into the forward line. They've just got to start getting a bit more of the ball inside their 50, West Coast. They've only been in there 6 occasions throughout the game.
Things have settled down between Nikoski and Ablett for the time being as Cox has a break for West Coast. It's back to 26 points the margin. Still though a handy buffer for the Cats. Fletcher smells the Kelly kick. This has another go at Corey. Disposal number 18 over to Hunt. A high ball from the side. Lynch. Spectacular mark. Well done. He gets it moving quickly to Kerr. Now this is a dangerous kick. Put Nikoski under the pump. Ablett's there. Nikoski did well to Prittis. Back to Lynch. Back to Kerr. And they got out of trouble nicely there, West Coast. He goes sideways and finds Cousins.
Kerr looks like the one sauce that might be getting West Coast back into this.
Yeah, well, he had a quiet first quarter, and they do need one of their midfielders to start dominating the game.
And there he is, speak of the devil. He marks just forward of the wing. No one stands the mark, so he gets on with it quickly. Kick towards half forward. Rosa the target. Enroy works his way in front. And out bodies Rosa. And marks at centre half back for the Cats. West Coast with what we think is a 2 to 3 goal break in this second term. Enroy, Scarlett. Has had much to do Matthew Scarlett this afternoon, just coming in for disposal number 4. Hunt. So the Cats just intent at the moment on retaining possession. The Eagles aren't flooding back. It's one-on-one right across the ground. So it's not because of flooding as Hunt kicks beautifully to the lead of Corey.
Having a massive game, Corey.
Coming in for disposal number 19, Joel Corey, who uses Steve Johnson. Steve Johnson wants to get on with it quickly now. Towards half forward. Burns. Well done. Left half forward. One of Geelong's best last week, Shannon Burns, and the loss to the Tigers. He kicks on the lead. Mooney gets slow down and marks. It's been paid. Adam Hunter doesn't agree with umpire McInerney, but it looked as though it was okay, and Hunter will come from the ground. He's just inspecting there for the blood rule. Now, what's going to happen? Has he sent him off? I think he has.
Yeah, he has. Gee.
As we look at the mark, he gets down low. That's a great effort from Cameron Mooney. And good umpiring.
He's a mess, poor old Adam Hunter, isn't he?
Yeah, scratches and cuts everywhere. After he ended up in the players' dugout, headlong, and was very lucky not to incur more serious injury. But just to be patched up, and I'm sure he'll be back. He's got a big job on Cameron Mooney this afternoon, who will kick the goal. As you can see, he's almost standing in the first row, left half forward. And with the breeze slightly against, very, very difficult shot at goal this. He's kicked a couple. He's been outstanding, Cameron Mooney. From hard up against the line, across the face, predictably. Graham tries to fist it through. Stengline, Steve Johnson. Oh, was taken high, was he? Yes. Free kick to Steve Johnson. He'll kick from the impossible angle, but if anyone can manufacture something here, some brilliance, it's this man.
Ablett getting talking to from the umpire for patting McCoskey on the head, giving away that free kick.
So Steve Johnson, deep in the right forward pocket. What can he conjure up here? He is a magician. Decides to kick back, and it's effective. Shannon Burns is marked 45 from goal, as good as directly in front. Thought he might have tried something magical there, Steve.
Yeah,
Steve Johnson didn't worry about it. Now, what's
happening in the goal square? I think Kelly might have gone down.
Here comes Burns. And he misses to the left, so Cats a little wasteful there. Margin in favour of Geelong now, 27 points.
Banfield wastes no time. Good spot up. Finds Fletcher on defensive 50. His 10th touch to half back. The diving mark taken by Stengline. So they're working their way back into the contest slowly, West Coast. 2 goals to 1 this quarter. Still a lot of work to do. Cousins works hard. Received across half back. They'll pop it over the top here to Rosa. Exciting young talent. Oh, he's coughed it up. There you go. Give another guy a rap. Turns it over. Chapman, quick hands, clever to Kelly. He's got Mooney one out. He goes, Mooney looks like he's a little bit ginger there. Still inside, Geelong's attacking 50. Ablett's in there. Fed out. Umpire calling play on good passage of play. Oh, the handball comes out. Mooney, oh, bang! Big hip and shoulder. Still play on as Chapman goes short and finds Corey for disposal number 20.
Good fight by the Cat forwards.
Corey decides to go for it. Long to the goal square. Eagles have got the numbers. Well done by Banfield. An effective fifth into the path of Weir Punda, who slips over the line. So a little win there for the Cats. Boundary throwing deep in their quarter, and there's the Mooney hit.
I reckon that had to be a free kick, though.
Physio had to Cameron Mooney 2 quarters. He's okay.
So Steve Johnson somehow, a wonderful goal. Steve Johnson kicks his second. Boys, has he kicked his second? He's kicked his second, and well, we talked a little earlier about his magical abilities. It was superb stuff, wasn't it?
Fantastic. Being able to shrug a tackle or two and put that goal through. He is very dangerous.
Second goal to Steve Johnson. It's back out to 33 points. Early this turn, the Cats got it out to 38. Corey's had 20 disposals for Geelong. Weir Punda, this is his 13th for West Coast. A long kick to the 50. Couple of Cats flew. Hunt did well to Harley. Some game time in those legs now. And a short kick. Oh, whoops, spilled the beans. It's time to recover to Hunt and switch. Out in front of Milburn. Plenty of time to gather and use the ball. Kicks to the wing, and well done by Braun, who just got a foot to the ball. Corey, 20 disposals for West Coast, for Geelong. Kelly's got 14. For West Coast, 13 to Weir Punda, 12 each to Kerr and Cousins. The clearance rate, Geelong dominating. Against the best clearance team in the AFL, West Coast this season. So that's one of the main reasons Geelong is in front so handsomely as we near half-time.
So Stingline's West Coast great stopper. Why isn't he going with Corey?
Well, good question. There have been a number of guys go through Joel Corey. Kerr's gone to him. We've also seen Selwood go to him. So somehow he's been the release valve for the Cats.
Prentice has coughed it up to that man. Disposal 21. And he finds Johnson. Play on, says the umpire. McCoskey, good tackle by Bartel. Enright. With his short one. He follows up. Selwood's in there for West Coast. So is Banfield. Well done by Banfield. As Eagles end up with the ball on centre wing. Cox
will try to give it off to Braun. They'll get away with it as Braun loops the handball back into the path of Cox. Chasing hard. Fletcher in there to assist. Oh, so is Milburn for the Cats though. Chipped it short. They're away. Stokes loops the handball over the top to Enright. Just lost the handle momentarily. trying to kick it out wide. Plans the call, not 15. And the Eagles might get out of trouble here. Luckily, as Weirpunda knocks at the Pritis, try to get Luke the ball, ineffective. Bartel fighting hard, he's well tackled.
Great pressure the Cats, isn't it? Great fight.
They've come to play today. 33 points they lead by. 3.5 minutes left in the half. And despite the fact that the Eagles are kicking with a slight breeze in this term, they've been able to hold their ground. Weirpunda. Shocking kick though, straight to Enright. Rosa applies pressure. Fighting hard, more sliding in Kelly. Fletcher a chance. There's a free kick coming back to the West Coast. The West Coast player in a bit of trouble there. It's Michael Braun. He gets to his feet, he's okay.
He's had a quiet day too, Braun.
Off to Weirpunda. Cox the target. Good contest from Corey, but Dean Cox has not paid the mark. Play on the call. Selwood. Well tackled by Corey. Ball still in play. Rosa. Cox. Ottens did very well. Brad Ottens, and he's rewarded with the free kick. He's been very good today, Steve, Brad Ottens.
He has, but there's a West Coast player down on the wing. He looks like he's a bit of trouble. Can't pick who it is.
Looks like Selwood, I think. As Ottens kicks it towards Ablett. And Ablett's got it. Loose player at centre-half forward. It's okay. Nathan Ablett's got it. Short kick. Is it 15? Oh, it's been paid. I reckon it was about 12. Mackey's mark. 40 from goal.
And an ankle, ankle knee. It's hard to tell from that, isn't it?
He's up and running off the ground, Adam Selwood, so let's hope it's not too serious. Well, they're letting him walk. But half jog, half walk. As Mackey from inside 50, drop punt. It's home, is it? It's home. Cats have another. So Geelong have their 10th and their lead back out to 39 points. In fact, it's the biggest lead of the match.
Well, they've just been harder and wanted the football more. And one of the great things about this Geelong first half of football has been their fight without the football. And they're working for each other. They're kicking goals, and they're full of confidence at the minute.
Well, Mackey has converted. It was just a bare 15 metres, that pass. Geelong has the biggest lead in the game. Cousins is crunched again. Oh, and he gets up again.
I mean, just poor protection off the line by the West Coast players there.
Gee, the brave footballer Ben Cousins. There's the Cats go back inside their 50, but Cox is there to stop that little onslaught. It's a Fletcher. And Graham to the wing, and there he is, up and at it again, Ben Cousins. All still in play, and the Cats have another look at the ball. This is Callan trying to get it to Egan. Good bump by Rook. And for Egan some space. Now Scarlett short to Blake. No on the mark, so the big fella's off. A thumping kick. It's only his third kick for the season. Big play. And it's right on 50. Okay, this fourth kick for the season. Thanks, Michael, for sticking up 4 things. He's had 2 kicks before today.
Exactly, 2 kicks before today.
Plenty of handles, by the way. So it's 50 out from Geelong's goal. Another one of really sting West Coast here. Rook kicks it to the tip of the goal square. Ottens is there. The Eagles have got numbers back. McCloskey to Banfield. And he goes short. Not 15, says the umpire. So he follows it up to Rosa. Sweeping handball to Weirpunda. He's bowled over. Umpire says play on, and Braun gives it over to Pritis.
Pritis has got it on the wing. He's got a lot of the football. Off to Staker. Chance here for the Eagles. Long towards half-court. Hanson on a long lead. Well done by Egan. Did enough. Jones, dispossessed. Goes back in to drag it back under. He's in real trouble here. Bring it to Geelong. You can't drag it under.
What hope have you got? What hope have you got? Sorry for going for the footy.
So the free kick to Callan. Off to Hunt. 28 seconds left in the half. Still time for the Cats. Milburn waits for Hunt to run past, who directs traffic as he goes from the wing towards half forward. Waters, and a good diving effort there by Stengline for Waters. Now Embley and Nikoski. Fletcher, 7 seconds left, so I think the Eagles are just going to run out of time here as Prittis kicks towards Staker. He can't control it, and that's it. Well, great effort by the Cats in this opening half, and the Cats fans stand to applaud their team. It's a long break. They lead the West Coast Eagles by 39 points.
Well, just another super quarter by the Cats. They're just winning the hard football, and their work without the football's been exceptional. A lot of good players up forward. I think Cam Mooney's been great. Chapman's been working hard, along with also Gary Ablett.
So the Cats, as they try and get their season back on track, they have a very healthy lead at half-time. 39 points over the West Coast Eagles.
When the final siren sounds, Fox Footy's week is just getting started. All the highlights with the winners tonight. Talk back and insight on White Line Fever weeknights. They are back in a big way. Footy's must-see hour of TV on the couch Monday.
If this was 2 years ago, people would be screaming for Bomber Thompson's head right now.
Full team lists first on Fox League Teams Thursdays. Not good enough? Very well. More of the exclusive programs you love this week on Fox Footy Channel.
Harvey Norman has the latest in Sony style, the new Sony hard disk drive Handycam. Now you can record on and on. No need for tapes or discs, just instant easy fail-safe recording at a single touch. Featuring a world-class lens and 3.3 megapixel CCD for super sharp widescreen images. Quality surround sound recording, a huge swivel 2.7-inch LCD touchscreen in true 16.9 widescreen. Night shot, steady shot and more, all for just $17.99. No more discs and tapes. The new generation Sony 30GB Handycam, now at Harvey Norman.
Yeah, we got a tool shop here. It's pretty good in there. I go in there sometimes to grab a tape measure or something. Spend 15 minutes walking around, thinking about the things I wouldn't mind picking up when I get paid.
Bosch Lithium Iron Cordless Driver, $66. Outdoor Distro Blinds, $125. GMC 1800-watt electric chainsaw, $99. 12 Rail Clothes Era, $6.90. If you happen to find a cheaper price on a stock item, we'll beat it by 10%.
Pretty hard to come in and not see something that you need.
Lowest prices are just the beginning.
Ball to the back, Lacken gathers inside the line, turns, snap, oh what a great goal! Super goal from Lacken.
Your wife's called.
She seems nice. Fun meets functionality with a new Motorola Razr V3X.
Hello, Moto. When the safety of our world is threatened.
So whoever attacks us is loaded for war. The new XXX has got to be more dangerous. Deadlier. More attitude.
Where the hell are we going to find that?
A man who was betrayed by the system.
Let me give you a term. Be just like old times.
Will be our only line of defense.
Darius Stone no longer exists. Who the hell am I? Still a new XXX.
Last XXX, he could ski, surf, do all kinds of stuff.
Well, he's dead now. Things are going to be ran different around here. All right, let's roll.
Who the hell is this guy? Samuel L. Jackson.
I'm not buried yet.
Willem Dafoe.
He's one man, Jackson. What can one man do?
And Ice Cube.
Only one way to find out.
Triple X, The Next Level, commences Sunday, June 11 on Showtime.
Join us on Tuesday night, the Bulldog with a French-sounding name, Danny Del Rey. Plus a red-headed player with the Cats kicked the goal ball with his very first St. Joseph's Barry Stone.
Then, join Ron Barassi for some great 1986 moments from the Fox Footy Vault. All part of your legendary Tuesday night lineup right here on Fox Footy.
How tempting would it be for Mark Thompson and the Cats to slide up the back line now, Steve?
Well, look, I think they've got to go into this quarter, win the footy again, just try and control it for 5 or 10 minutes, and then maybe look at releasing 1 or 2 out the back.
Gee, I'd be a negative coach, wouldn't I?
Well, there's no initial signs. Of course, they've got the aid of, we think, about a 2 to 3 goal breeze in this third term. And it's one-on-one all over the park as Corey, third man up. They've done that a lot today. Slaps it towards half forward. Cousins and Chapman meet with Punda. Loops the handball over the top to Nikoski. It's effective, but he's got nowhere to go, so he needs to track back inside and outpaces Gary Ablett, who receives the shepherd from Weirpunda, long towards the wing. Out comes Harley. He's met solidly by Waters. Down Harley went. He's still down.
He's struggling a bit there.
I don't know whether he's just down because the pack's on top of him or he's in trouble. He's in trouble, Tom Harley. Solid hit from Bo Waters. Bang. Fair. Tom Harley a little groggy. And just flexing the right shoulder there. There's Waters. A bounce between half forward and centre for the West Coast. Jones wins the knock straight to Mackey, who just jams it on the boot. Ball out wide. Cousins initially overruns it, but then gathers. Rose is too close to the line, and boundary thrown between wing and half forward for the West Coast.
Ben Cousins, boy, he's been banged up today. 3 or 4 occasions. He's still out there to his credit. Corey dominated the first half. 21 disposals. By Embley, he's been quiet. High ball into the middle. Just over the head of Enright. And Braun, who's being held, won the football in the end, but ineffective disposal. Enright in hands and knees. Tried to feed it out to Chapman. And soccer by Embley. Ball's still in dispute as bodies go flying everywhere. Cats win it back through Chapman. That is a clever handball. Now Milburn on the run. Pops one over the top. Corey getting leather poisoning. Hemmed in. Back to Moody. Left foot kick is good. And the mark taken by Bartell, who's just about within range.
And Harley off the ground with that right shoulder. Boys going straight up the walls.
So Hunt's just come on for Geelong. Now he's run down the ground to be a loose man, but he just got a couple of numbers back to cut him off. So Bartell kicked 1 goal in the second term. With a slight breeze behind him, here's a chance here to really take the wind out of the Eagles' sails. Drop punt on its way. It's across the face. And through for a point.
He tried to push.
Points to this.
Sorry, Cordes. He tried to push through that Tom Harley, the shoulder, and had to give into it after about 2 or 3 minutes of refusing to come off the ground.
West Coast have just restructured their forward line a little. They've got Kerr as a deep forward pocket player. Kellen going with him.
Nikoski long, great kick. Picked out Braun on centre wing. In amongst a couple of cats. He's got a loose player inside the centre circle. Rose up. And the West Coast, bit of flow to their game as Hunter runs from half-back, kick towards the pocket. Lynch, Hunt's got it now as he crumbled off hands. Oh, he gives it up. He was probably lucky not to be penalised there. Emerging Rook, poor kick, but Dottons does well just to pick the bouncing ball up, feed it off to Ling. Now Bartell, loose player on the wing, Mooney. We've got Corey ahead of the play, decides to take on Braun and beats him. Kicks towards half forward, just got the kick away. Now a chance for Ablett. Was he held? No. Blast comes to meet it. Great tackle from Ablett. Nikoski got no support. Chapman hard up against the line and impossible. He misses just to the near side. So the Cats attacking hard in the early minutes of this third quarter. Have registered a couple of behinds.
16 scoring shots to 5. Cox. Short to Nikoski. Dark clouds over starting now. Really threatening rain. It was pretty static for West Coast. Ball kick to the wing. And that's a good mark from Levy. He's taken some very nice overhead marks in this match. Growing in stature. Rook now finds Kelly. Plenty of room to move. Kicks to the pocket, looks for Ablett. With Hunter gets in front. Back of the pack, Moody. Slick hands, Ablett! A long way from home, but that's just about it, I reckon, boys. Well, it'll be near impossible for West Coast to get back.
Well, it's going to be tough, but once again, Weirpunda worked under the footy, allowing the ball to go over the back. Mooney runs onto it. It's the easiest goal to Gary Ablett.
What What a day that man's having.
So, dark clouds over Skilled Stadium, but no dark cloud over the Cats today. They have been absolutely outstanding. Now, centre square infringement. Yeah, it's going to the West Coast. So, chance here for the West Coast, but they trail by 47 points. So, it'll be taken by Dean Cox. They need something here, the Eagles, to really test their mettle. The league leaders, and certainly before the start of round 10 at least, Fist from Milburn, Banfield, now Cousins. Tried hard all day, Ben Cousins, the former captain. Rosa now's got time to measure the kick. Kicks it poorly.
And poor delivery. But one of the problems for the Eagles today is that they haven't had anyone mark the ball inside their forward 50 or been capable. I think maybe once or twice I can recall, but no one really has been able to take a decent mark inside their forward 50.
Disposal number 23 for Joel Corey. He finds Chapman. Well, their big guns are firing. Lead from Nathan Ablett is ignored. He goes the longer option. Gary Ablett's there, wrestles with McCoskey. Front and centre was Enright. Right foot snap. There's another one. Cats are cruising now. Well, this is an emphatic return to form from the Cats. Still a long way from home, that's for sure, but well, they're dominating this match now.
Well, good contest here from Ablett, and brought the ball close to him, and I think that was the key. Didn't have the McCoskey fist didn't have any impact at all, and a great snap from Enright. And the Cats are just full of confidence at the moment. Well, some real concerns for John Worsfold. Dean Cox needs to get them going. Last time they played here, Cats won by 76 points coming to the ground today. You would have thought that was highly unlikely. But it's looking much like it as Kerr is penalised for not disposing of the football. And the free kick to Bartel. In fact, it's a free handball as Mackie kicks it inside half forward. Steve Johnson. Chapman, a chance for another from 40. He measures the kick. And irrepressible stuff at the moment from Geelong.
2-2 to Paul Chapman. All right, he's dominating this game. 19 scoring shots to 5 now. No Judd, no West Coast. A couple of the midfielders have just failed to pick up the slack today, haven't they?
They have indeed. Look at that. Marks inside 50. Absolutely dominated by Geelong this afternoon.
That was tongue-in-cheek, of course. It's still a formidable opponent. Haven't won down here, though, since 1999. In the run, Toppens against Cox. Waters to Embley. Been quiet. First gamer, Prittis. Not sure what to do with it. Rosa. He draws a long ball. Can the West Coast forward take a mark? No, they cannot. Ling mops up for the Cats.
Been great today, Ling on Embley.
Now Fletcher. He's got a couple of opportunities here. He goes into the pocket and finds Lynch. A big Quinton Lynch, who has not had many opportunities, in fairness to him. Behind so far. The understatement of the season to say that they need this one, West Coast, but the way this game has gone, it's beyond them now. But there's still plenty of time left. Haven't even reached the halfway mark in the third quarter. Lynch, tight angle, across the face. Pack fly, and it's a great mark for Watkins. Right in the middle of the pack, and that's a ripping mark.
He's been absolutely fantastic today, Brad Ottens. Certainly questioned during the week, but his performance on Cox this afternoon has been a great one. But they've turned it over here, Geelong.
So a shot of goal coming up for Staker. Here's the Ottens pack mark. get much better than that. He's a soda for Mark of the Year, Brad Ottens already. Nailed that one up in Sydney. Staker. From about 40 metres out. This is a really, really difficult kick. Across the face. Cox almost juggled it. Jones, a right foot snap, unsuccessful. Chick's there. In the pocket with strength. Keeps it alive. Jones. Chick again. And it's knocked over the line by that man, Corey Enright. So throw in the West Coast Eagles forward pocket.
No easy possessions in that forward line today for West Coast.
Oxen Blake. Ball spills free and...
Other than that one, I think.
Yeah, had a hand over the shoulder.
So the umpire taking an eternity to signal, but there it is right there, and you picked it up very quickly, Quarters. Free kick to Dean Cox, who has just had the 8 disposals today, 3 marks, and has been well held by Brad Ottens, but an opportunity here with Mark Blake defending to narrow the margin. From directly in front, 20 metres from goal, he pops it through, so the Eagles get one back.
Bad blue there from young Blake. That was all too obvious. The umpire was perfectly positioned there.
So the margin back to 8 goals now in favour of the Cats.
So Cox gets a badly needed goal for West Coast, but they got a lot of work to do. It's Geelong by 48, 12-7 plays 5-1. Beautiful tap by Cox to Cousins, who managed to get boot to ball to half forward, but it's all Geelong. Enright. Good kick. Now Blake. Worked his way to half forward. Puts it inside 50. Good work by Glass. Now Hunter. This is Selwood. Great to see him back on the ground. Thought he might have been a goner for the day with that ankle problem. McCoskey, the pace to the wing Chick against Hunt. Hunt did it well and goes short and finds Kelly. He's got a loose man at half forward. It's Mooney. And they go at it again, Mooney and Hunter. And he's been pinged for 50.
I'd like to see it again, but I reckon it was probably...
Took the mark.
Unless it was the...
That's fair enough. That's what the rules in place for. That's fair enough.
Well, it is fair enough, Steve. But we need to see it paid every time.
Yeah, well, I agree with you.
So Mooney from pretty much point blank range now for his third. He'll have the last laugh again here. Punches the air. Oh, he's been electrifying, and Hunt says, well, what am I supposed to do? He's having what you call a dirty day at the office.
In more ways than one. Let's look at it again. Mark clearly taken.
Yeah, that's got to be 50.
No doubt. Absolutely no doubt. And Cam Mooney, arguably his best ever game for the Cats, game number 100. Cameron Mooney, 6 marks, 14 disposals, 3 goals. Outstanding display this afternoon in game number 100 for Geelong. And the key post at centre half forward. Blake gets it down. Chapman, here they go again. Handball was a little bit too wide. Chance for Braun. Is he carried forward by Enright? No. Chapman goes back in and tries to keep it in, does, but only to the advantage of Chick, who softens forward. Staker can't control it. Third effort required from Chapman. He does it well. This time the handball to Ling hits the mark. Ling, great kick to the advantage of Burns. Little handball to himself. McCoskey comes to meet it. Keeps it in. They've got support there. Selwood. Waters. And now Fletcher. And he sets Kerr away. So the Eagles trying hard to mount an offensive attack here. His kick is poor. And marked by Egan.
And at the last set of bounce, Cousins got picked off again, Steve. They've got to do something about protecting Ben Cousins. I mean, they've got to be smarter than that, West Coast. Cousins is copying it pummeling.
Yeah, 100. I was thinking exactly the same thing. And I'm sure John Worsfold, when he goes over the tape through the week, I mean, that is got to be one of the highlight points on it, that they start protecting some of their prime on ballers.
All on centre wing, Egan has been good. Callan switches to Milburn. Hasn't got a lot on offer, so he just kicks for open space, and the race is on. And in the end, he finds touchdowns at deliberate. He's been pinned for oh, that's just gone 50 metres at least.
That's too harsh.
And Milburn has been penalised. And the Cat supporters not too happy. Ben Cousins with the free kick half back. Look at him going off. Oh, that's a dodgy kick from Cousins. Oh, Kerr, well done. He was up to the task. Beautifully done by Kerr. He has to put on him there. So Kerr steadies, chips to Hansen, who since the opening 15 minutes or so, that is colours lowered.
Hansen kicks back into the centre. Mark taken by Banfield. Drew Banfield, just the 8 disposals today, started on the bench. Long towards half forward, or Lynch was held, I thought, by Scarlett. No free kick. Chance for Jones at the back for the West Coast. Well done by Scarlett. Just worried him out of it. The pressure was intense. And the fans applaud the work of Matthew Scarlett, the boundary throwing at half forward for West Coast.
Well, just got body contact on him, and once he was able to get some body, just got the spoil in, Matthew Scarlett.
Chance for Cousins, slips the handball to Kerr, 55 from goal, hoists it high to the goal square. Lynch, this time he dragged down this. This time he'll get the free kick to big Quentin Lynch.
Had to be.
And Scarlett argues the point, but it looked to be there. Let's look at it again. There's the infringement, I think, right at the end there, dragging Lynch away. Matthew Scarlett not happy, but Lynch a chance to kick for goal. Hasn't kicked one so far this afternoon from just 20 metres. Well, he made the goal umpire work, but he's kicked the goal. So margin back to an even 8 goals in favour of the Cats. And with 8 minutes left in the third quarter, if they could sneak 2 or 3 more, well, we could win in the final term. You just never know.
Well, there's improvement there if they want to work hard enough. But it's just good to see Matthew Scarlett. Even though he's given that free kick away and he's had a great game, he's still so determined to make sure that he makes his opponent earn every kick. But well done, Quentin Lynch.
So Lynch gets his first. Ablett off, Mooney off for Geelong. 2 of their stars having a break, ready to reload for the final term. Still a whopping 48 points in favour of Geelong. Blake, nice little tap there. Corey, the well's dried up for Joel Corey, the supporter. And it's a free kick going West Coast way. So Kerr in the middle. Hansen the long lead. Egan fist onto it. Prentice, the first gamer, squeezes a kick back inside 50. Scarlett's in front of Lynch. He backs himself. Well done by Scarlett. Beautifully done from the fullback. Fortune favours the brave as the Cats work at the half forward. Ablett leads his opponent under the ball. Selwood. Now is that deliberate? Is he quick enough? Not deliberate. It's Cousins who keeps it alive and then got leg. Play on, advantage. Beautifully done by Cousins, who gets pumped into again. Off to Rosa, a long ball. Here's a chance for West Coast. Is it a free kick? It is. That's about the best passenger play today from West Coast. Quick ball movement and free kick. And it's going to go to Rowan Jones.
It was a great kick.
Well done by Cousins.
Yeah, Dizzy works hard. Works very, very hard. And but it was a super kick because it actually got the Geelong player out of position there. Turned his back on the footy.
Jones has kicked one. And he's slotted it home. So West Coast, this is the start of the fight back. apiece in this third term now.
And the margin back to 42 points. And there's the infringement from Hunt. The kick from Rose, which you said, Steve, had plenty of penetration. And the work rate of Ben Cousins, outstanding. 22 disposals this afternoon for the champ, the reigning Brownlow medalist. So the West Coast Eagles with the last 2 goals of the match. 7 goals in it. They'll come home with a slight breeze in the final term. Blake wins it forward. Mackie attacks it hard. Chance for Kerr. He's got it. Needs to get rid of it. Umpire calls for it.
And Chris, so just a couple of concerns down here for Geelong. Harley's obviously off with that right shoulder. Tim Callan has just gone off with some hamstring tightness, and Cameron Mooney brought himself off before with some tightness in the calves.
And we just see the clearances there. That's one of the reasons why West Coast are starting to get back into the game.
And the kick ball from Cox, but it's coming back. And free kick to Kerr.
We talk about Geelong having good starts this year, but their last quarters, they've lost 6 of their last 7 final terms. So perhaps there's something for West Coast to look forward to.
It is, but West Coast, you would think, would have to kick the next 2 goals.
Now there's another free kick. Now it's been reversed, isn't it? It's been reversed, not sure why. But it's a Geelong free kick in the centre of the ground. It'll be taken by Corey, and the Cat fans love it. Kick towards half forward. West Coast have to stand up here. Steve Johnson, right to feed it back to Shannon Burns. Murkowski. Ball screws towards Prentice. Well done, Kelly. Played a wonderful game, although he gives it up that time. And Murkowski.
Trying to lift him a little bit, Murkowski.
He is around Burns, long, beyond the wing. Big lead from Hunter, who's now playing up forward, but he's given away a free kick in the process. And the free kick will be taken by Milburn on centre wing for the Cats.
You boys, getting pretty dark here. Still a long way to go. There's Milburn at half back. Chip kick. Corey, 25 disposals for the Cats. Kelly and Milburn, 19 apiece as Mooney comes back on. Cousins, 22 for West Coast and 19 for Murkowski. Cox won it comfortably against Blake. Ball's held up. Still on centre wing.
He's been pretty good, Matthew Prentice. Game number 1, 14 disposals, put himself in the play.
Well, I say in the waffle, he's an absolute ball magnet. Look at his pace. Taking on the rookie hook, on the rookie ground, and he's got his opportunity.
I love their footy down here, Nathan.
Cox against Ottens. Ottens won that one. Here is again Prentice. To Fletcher. Broke the tackle. Kicks it to half forward. Hunter. He can kick a goal. To Cousins. Looks for Lynch in the pocket. Against Scarlett. Well gathered by the big fella. Now what are we going to do with it? He handles back to Braun. Braun just pops it into the hot spot. It's a clever kick. It's marked by Stengline. So, the Eagles. A little bit of a mini run here as Braun comes off. Tyson Stengline is only 20 metres out on a slight angle. All of a sudden the crowd's going to be quiet, haven't they? So Tyson Stengline has put it through. And now the Eagles for this quarter are in the black.
Well, they are, and look, the next goal is very important. If West Coast can kick the next goal, they're within 5 goals going with the breeze. So they win the corner, and they can go in the huddle at 3-quarter time with a little bit of confidence. So really important now that Geelong either kick the next goal or they make sure West Coast don't kick another one in this quarter.
So the West Coast with the last 3 goals of the match, the margin back to 36 points. And some momentum for the West Coast Eagles. Cox and Ottens. Ottens wins it down, taken by Fletcher. Shares it with Rosa, who hoists it high towards half forward. Oh, great courage shown by Enright. Running with the fight of the football. He marks it half back, steadying things down momentarily. He pokes it out wide, the mark taken by Corey. 9 marks, 26 disposals, 5 tackles, 4 clearances to Joel Corey this afternoon, and short kick back to Enright. Still over 4 minutes of actual game time left in the quarter. Enright pokes it short to Burns. So the Cats just looking to retain possession, just to slow the momentum down to the West Coast. We've controlled things for the last 5 or 6 minutes. Back to Enright. Need to man up here, West Coast, and be diligent on the mark. Scarlett gets away from Lynch, and he's utilised the low curve, able to get across, but affect the spoil. Cousins, Critis needs to get rid of it, and does. Well played. Lynch, and now Emily from outside 50, vacant goal square. Thumping kick. Great stuff. What about that?
Oh, Daniel Kerr, take a bow as well. What an important spoil that was, but super kick by Emily.
Andrew Embley, they forced the turnover. There was no one back in the forward 50 for the Eagles. And Andrew Embley, who's had the job on Cameron Ling this afternoon, has been very quiet, just 9 disposals, but that, very important.
Gary Ablett hurt. Geelong led by 9 goals in this quarter. Now it's 5. Is this the start of something big for West Coast? We know Geelong have faded out in the last quarters in recent times as Kerr puts West Coast to the 50 again, and Ling takes a very important mark. Still plenty of time left in the third quarter, let alone the last, as Ling goes to the wing and finds Corey. Takes his 10th mark of the afternoon. Now it's time to go, Joel Corey, so it's play on. He kicks a high ball. Back with a fight of the ball is Rosa. Waters tried to claim the mark, unsuccessfully. Little kick by Rosa to the wing. Stengline can't mark it, he got it to Lynch. Now Lynch, he goes long. Hunter's one out, that's a free kick for Geelong. No doubt about that one, as Milburn was being on the media. It's one of those results for Adam Hunter.
Can't get a thing right.
No, can't take a trick.
Enright. Player across the ground was Cam Mooney, so he uses Mooney. 1-on-1 footy it's been this afternoon. No signs of flooding. No numbers back. Kick towards Chapman again. Awesome spoil. Because it sets Waters away, who's got plenty of time. Runs towards half forward, draws Burns, over the top to Fletcher, onto the chest of Jones, and this West Coast side starting to click into third gear at the moment. They've kicked the last 4 goals of the game, and this to bring them back to within 24 points.
It's amazing what work rate can do. Like when you get an even work rate, and Kerr's been one of the inspiring players for them.
Rowan Jones. Kick on the way, it's across the face. It's been difficult to judge all afternoon. That kick from either pocket, in fact, kicking to the Dugway stand end of the ground because the wind makes it extremely difficult. The wind, of course, favouring the other end, but behind only to the West Coast.
Last 7 inside 50s. They led by 9 goals halfway through this third quarter, the Cats. Took out wide by Corey, is a good one, and finds Milburn. He's now having his 21st disposal. Back inside the 50 zone. We're a long way from home when you play this sort of football. Just need to stem the flow here, the Cats, for 3/4 time. It's pretty fascinating last quarter now. Long ball to the wing. Ottens worked underneath it. Corey again. Handballs into the middle to Chapman. Banfield. Rolled over by Chapman to keep his feet. Stengline's in there. Chapman did it magnificently. To Enright, to Ablett. Clever kick around the corner to the hard running Joel Corey. with a couple of short options. Chapman's one on that kick. What a day. Well, I didn't have a problem with that, Michael. What do you have a problem with that?
No, I didn't have a problem with it. I can't understand what Daniel Kerr was thinking.
We have Chapman loose in the pocket.
Now, he hasn't gone over the mark here. He's on the mark.
Yeah, it's okay.
I mean... Oh, there you go. You can see Daniel Kerr saying the other umpire...
Oh, he's missed it.
You can see Daniel Kerr saying that the other umpire called it touch ball. So that's why he went to tackle Corey. So...
And he's gone to within 15 metres and he's missed it, John Corey. We'll have a throw in.
Now, watch Kerr here. You can just talk to the other umpire and say he said he touched the ball.
Well, if that's
the umpires should get together.
Well, exactly.
Well, so play continues. Chance for Geelong. Kick towards Chapman, who marks way down. With 18 seconds left on the clock in this third quarter, he kicks it into the pocket. Bartel. Well, I don't know about that. He's only 10 metres from goal, Jimmy Bartel, but the angle reasonably acute, about 60 degrees. We're going to look at it in a moment. As the siren will sound for three-quarter time. What an important kick this is. 5 goals the difference. The West Coast building momentum. This to halt it. And to go to the three-quarter time huddle, leading by 6 goals. He nails it. The Cats respond. Three-quarter time at School Stadium. 14-8 plays, 9-2. There's 6 goals the difference.
Grant Thomas says you won't be going back to St Kilda. Grant Thomas might not be there.
He's made a complete ass of himself. Is Hawke on the top 4 side?
Not this year, I wouldn't have thought. They didn't try as hard as the opposition. Song's 26, he's playing like he's 32.
7:30, White Line Fever. 8:30 on the couch, live and exclusive Monday.
If that's not going to give you motivation, nothing will.
With ingenious driver assist technology, an advanced active all-wheel drive system that anticipates when to engage, and 20% more interior space, the all-new RAV4 is bursting with uncompact heating.
They know that we've got enough stock here and enough variety of stock to allow them to get the right thing for the right job.
Yates 25 kilo dynamic lifter, only $16.98. DeWalt 100mm heavy duty angle grinder, $98. Jumbuck silver patio heater, $199. 4 litre British ultra flat paint, $49.80. Gutter guards, 2 for just $4.
You know you're going to find the right thing you're looking for.
Lowest prices are just the beginning.
Hall. Possible angle. He's got it!
Feeling the chill? For the next 30 seconds, we guarantee you won't, because Harvey Norman's going to warm you through with a whole host of heating options in store now. From budget options perfect for toasty toes through to glowing centerpieces for a blissfully warm home. Big brands utilizing the latest technology and a little old-fashioned comfort. All at surprisingly affordable prices. Now, isn't that a cozy thought? Just make sure you banish the big chill now with the help of the heating specialist, Harvey Norman.
Out of whose womb came the ice, and the hoary frost of heaven who hath gendered it. The waters are hid as with stone, and the face of the deep is frozen.
Join us on a journey where the sheer face of adventure lies between the earth and the sky.
It is in our nature to explore, to reach out into the unknown.
Where through triumph and adversity, the human spirit shines.
This is further than any ship has ever been.
Over 2 epic nights, witness the awe-inspiring story of man's struggle for survival.
My job now is to make sure you all live.
In a battle against the brutal forces of Mother Nature. The Emmy Award-winning Shackleton. Monday, June 12 and Tuesday, June 13, 7:30 on the History Channel.
Wednesday on Headliners. It's 1986 and the WA State League is financially dependent on transfer fees from VFL clubs for names like Hunter, Buckenara and the Cracker Brothers.
Virtually all the clubs are technically insolvent.
Then the vision for the West Coast Eagles is born.
So we had to be a prime driver of bringing about a national comp.
The West is in, but a $4 million licence fee is due within 30 days.
The VFL club never won a national competition, they won the money.
The birth of the West Coast Eagles, Wednesday, exclusive to Headliners.
Long start to final turn, 6 goals in front.
Ottens to do battle with Cox. They share it. Bartell scrambles the kick towards half forward. Coming up to meet it, Steve Johnson, but later numbers with the Eagles. Banfield back to Glass and sweeps the handball wide to Daniel Kerr, who was prolific in the third quarter. Really got them moving to Daniel Kerr. He's kicked towards half forward. Jones the target, but Kelly did enough to affect the score. No, he didn't. He did too much because he's given away the free kick. Been very good, James Kelly. Jones off to Fletcher, and he kicks it to a central location. Slip line sliding on his knees, Marks. Eagles need an early goal here. Off a step towards half forward. At the back, Hunter. Fist from Milburn. Braun. Graham. In fact, it's Rosa. Little give to Braun's okay. Hunter from outdoor, just inside 50. Kicks a goal! Oh! Well done, Adam Hunter. So it's been a dreadful afternoon for Adam Hunter. You can see why. He hasn't had a lot of the football, been beaten at centre-half back by Cam Moody. But can he be the player that really lifts the West Coast Eagles this afternoon? Off a step, Steve. That was great stuff.
Yeah, under pressure, off one step, carrying about 45, 50 metres. There we see Adam Hunter up against Matthew Scarlett.
So back to 5 goals. Cox over the top. That's a magnificent hit to Kerr, who gets it to Fletcher. Back to Kerr. Just gets pushed as he kicks. Hunter will get there first. Lost his footing. Scarlett didn't panic. Bartell laid a tackle when Hunter didn't have it. I'm not sure it's okay. Now Ablett. With the left knee heavily strapped, goes to the wing and finds Ottens. Plays on. Ottens to the 50, looks for Ablett. There's really been much of the action today as Nathan Ablett with Punda. Hit it well in the end to Glass. Over to Rosa, to Embley, who from a standing start kicks it to the wing. Lynch gets there.
Just forward of the wing, Quentin Lynch. Loose player at half forward, good kick. Jones marks 60 from goal. Stingline's loose inside attacking 50. Took too long.
Oh, Cox
drives it long to the goal square. Hunter in good position. He got hands to it, missed it. Chance for Scarlett. What's he going to do here? The umpire calls for it. Well, we've seen one or two of those paid holding the ball, Steve, this afternoon.
Quite incredible. But
not that time.
Dean Cox was the man he should have gone to. He was free, sitting at centre-half forward.
Cox wins it down. Taken by Callan. Crosses defensive goal face and wobbles the kick, but it's okay. Mark taken by Bartell in the back pocket. Can Geelong hold this West Coast surge? The Eagles have kicked 5 of the last 6 goals of the match. Ling, very quiet afternoon. Kick towards the wing. Turnover, Braun. Selwood checks the kick and does it superbly into the chest of Cousins.
So Ben Cousins, pretty hard to see anything from there. Sun right in the eyes. Just pops it up to the 50. Oh, big fly from behind. Was Minkowski? Now you play on there.
The call play on now.
I think it was a Staker.
Didn't hold it.
He didn't hold it. Okay, so he's got the ball back as Staker. Now Minkowski, who loads up. It's a monster kick. It's another one for West Coast. Here they come. Staking well to win the ball back, and that's a thumping kick from Minkowski.
Sensational. Might have even been off 1 or 2 steps, but good recovery. And this is a kick on 50. Puts him within 4 goals.
He's had a good day, Minkowski, isn't he?
Yes, he's been outstanding. Minkowski, 20 disposals, 5 marks, and now a goal. And Mark Thompson, Andy.
Sorry, Chriso, the problem's compounding for Geelong. James Kelly's brought himself off with a knock to the lower back, so I don't think we're going to see much of him for the rest of the match.
Remembering the Cats have lost 6 of their last 7 final quarters.
So Kerr, well tackled by Ling, just in time. He got the handball to where Punda. Well done, Mackie fists it towards the line and beats Cousins over. So a boundary throw in on the wing.
I think Bomber Thompson might have to put Gary Ablett in the midfield at the minute. They need a spark out of there, the Cats.
Well, there's plenty of time. Eagles with what we think is a 2 to 3 goal breeze in this final term. Fed back by Bartel to Mackie, who kicks towards half-court. Ablett in front of Nikoski. The fist from Nikoski effective. Good pick up Graham. Now Selwood from half-back. Adam Selwood delivers wide. Emily's going to be strong here and is. Not paid the mark though. Didn't hold it. Enright. Kick only covers 15 metres. Punta's got a better couple, but he's got support. Selwood. Graham, advantage paid. Players don't know what's going on. Now Graham continues. Pumps it long. Not much to go for. Mooney drops back and marks comfortably in space. You can see the space at half back.
No one on the mark, so Mooney can just stay there. He doesn't have to do anything. Mooney can stay there for as long as he likes. Doesn't have to get it moving. Now he goes short and finds Enright. Back into the corridor. There's the Cats switch. This is Stokes. Goes out wide. Gee, it's difficult for the players to see out there. Milburn on the outer wing. Short kick to Ablett. Into the middle, is that 15? No. And this son is playing heading to the players. Hunt broke free there and banged a long ball inside 50. Third man up is Ablett. Transfer Jerry Mark. Play on, says the umpire. Kept the ball alive. Oh, crunch goes Lynch. He's got hurt too. Put his body on the line. Nikoski's run down. Spills to Kerr, who's been sensational in the second half. Over the glass. And the Eagles now take the ball to half forward.
Kick towards Hansen, who crashed the pack, couldn't take it. The Cats there, well done by Scarlett. Feeds it out. Callan ran around the ball, stopped it forward by Jones. Bartel under the pump, but he did very well. Cooley picks it up, kicks it out wide. Milburn chips it short. That 15 has been paid. No, taken by Ottens.
Still hurt off the ball, Lynch.
That was great courage shown by Quentin Lynch. As Ottens has it on centre wing. Long towards half-forward. Egan the target. Fist from Graham. Mackie just inside. Play on's the court. Banfield takes him over. We'll get a boundary throw in between wing and half-forward. And here's the attempt from Ablett. Oh, gee. I reckon he marked it.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Throw in. Slightly in the Cats attacking half. West Coast won't lie down. Burns. Over to Corey. This is disposal number 31. It's a long kick inside 50 with Punda. A fascinating battle with Chapman. He's got Cousins on. Cross half back. And Punda decides to go into the defensive goal square to Graham. Now there's a whistle here. There's a free kick coming back when Punda was pushed up and on the ball. Short one's on to Banfield. The Cats by 4 goals. They led by 9 in the third quarter. Kicks the half back. Broad. Good mark. Got to be paid, it is. So Michael Broad. This is his 13th disposal to the wing. Mooney kicks away from Hansen. They'll have a throw in.
Do you think Steve Geelong will need to kick another goal or two to ensure
I think
they
so.
win?
The big test is going to be whether if West Coast kick the next one, we'll see what type of character the Cats have got. Because they're going to be under enormous pressure and there'll be a lot of doubts in the Cats' mind.
Oh, Corey again has had it on the proverbial string as he goes to half forward. Big pack fly. Banfield with experience. He's wrapped up now. Good tackle by Johnson. Free kick has been paid. He's coming back. To Johnson, 2 proud to score. About 60 from home. Excellent tackle. Fresh airing from Banfield, resulting in the free kick.
Oh, Brad Ottens is streaking forward on his own here.
Oh, the pass is on. That spilt the beans.
That's a poor effort.
Broad slaps it forward. Little soccer by Selwood was ineffective. Johnson beat one, beat two. Now he's run down by Cousins. Free kick.
Great stuff from Cousins. Advantage paid. Braun sweeps the handball. Kerr. Outstanding second half from Daniel Kerr. Wants to draw Milburn. Milburn won't be drawn, so he keeps running. Long towards half-forward. Stenglein. Great mark. Great hands in front of Hunt. And Tyson Stenglein will kick from 45. Angle, as you can see, less than 45 degrees. And here's the tackle from Cousins. Huge. That was great work.
Great tackle, but huge kick for goal, this one.
It was a strong mark, wasn't it?
It was. Pressure coming from Hunt, but Stenglein who kicked a goal in the third quarter. They won't have too many chances, the West Coast. Need to convert these sort of opportunities. Drop punt on its way. The goal umpire does not move. It's a 3-goal ball game. Tyson Stenglein kicks his second, and there is a dull silence around Skilled Stadium at the moment.
Well, there is. You just sense that a number of Geelong players are thinking, who's going to lift us now? And that's what Robert Thompson will be thinking in the box at the moment. Who's going to stand up for it and who's going to show the way? And Steve, just at the minute, Mooney is playing at full back. When Geelong were playing well in that first half of football, he was playing at centre half forward.
West Coast have kicked 7 of the last 8 goals.
Oh, they couldn't do it, but they couldn't do it. Surely they led by 54 points in the third quarter, the Cats.
At the 14-minute mark, Steve, they led by 54 points, Geelong.
Quite incredible.
This is incredible. Embley has it at centre half forward. He's too far out to score, you think. He's 60 from home. Andrew Embley, a Shepherd late on the mark, allows him to run to 55. It's a thundering kick. It's a massive kick. It's another one. This is unbelievable.
There's a Shepherd. It was a great kick, but what a clever Shepherd by Braun. That extra couple of metres obviously helps.
Surely not, Michael. Surely not.
Well, what a goal this from Andrew Embley. The little Shepherd from Michael Braun. He unloaded from outside 50, and it's just 2 goals in it. The Eagles have kicked 8 of the last 9 goals of the match. A stirring comeback from West Coast. Chance for Prittis. He lost the handle. Steve Johnson, Ling, hoisted high towards half forward. Ablett, oh, strong mark. Great body positioning there from Nathan Ablett.
Got to get it in there one-on-one.
From outside 50, Steve Johnson's on the end of it. And Steve Johnson's mark deep in the pot. Looks to play on.
That's unbelievable.
And that's really poor. Fletcher mops up to Cox. And the Eagles have got possession back. Nikoski's working hard as well. Gets it from Cox. Nikoski, long raking kick towards Jones, who marks superbly right on the line. This West Coast side is inspired at the moment.
Poor decision here by Steve Johnson. Just needed to go back and have a shot at goal.
Prittis, first gamer, towards half forward. Mooney got a hand in there. Egan, oh, look out. We dropped the ball. Embley, Stenglein, now Braun, 55 from goal. He loads up towards the goal square. Catch with the numbers. Well done. Mark taken by Scarlett. He had Milburn to assist. And Lynch looks like he's in a bit of trouble, but Scarlett's short kick is okay. Marked by Enright.
So Enright. It's not Enright. It's Stokes. Receive from Enright. Goes to the wing. Bartell. It's the mark. Banfield. Now Staker. Handle the ball was just a bit too slick. Stokes did well. There's a bit of it by the youngster. Into the middle. Blake. To Ling. Sidestep one. Tackle now to half forward. But he's put it straight down the throat of Selwood. Poor kick by Cameron Ling. Prittis in his first game has had plenty of it. Disposal number 19 coming out. It's a terrific effort. as he goes short to Braun. Hanson back on for West Coast. Lynch off. This is weird Hunter. A driving kick inside 50. Hunter flies from the side. Mooney. Enright has the ball pinned to his chest, and the umpire will effect a bounce. 40 metres out from West Coast goal. They trail by 12 points, and it'll be just past the halfway mark of the last quarter.
Thompson looking very composed. Now a chance for Hunter. Will he held? No. Staker. Ball in dispute. Staker fighting hard against Mackey, and also Milburn in there for Geelong. Eventually the umpire calls for it. About 45 from goal. There's the Milburn tackle on Hunter and then on to Staker. It was okay. Cox and Blake. Cox takes it out, jams it on the boot, high towards the goal square. Going back, Kerr almost a superb mark, couldn't take it. Scarlett tried to fend off a couple. What's that play going to do here? Play on the call. Callan, Chick's got it. Going nowhere.
Gee, was lucky there, Scarlett.
Bounce in the forward pocket.
What an effort by Kerr.
He took him on, Scarlett.
He did take him on. That's a free kick.
That should be a free kick.
Free kick.
Anyway, lucky break for the Cats. Down it goes. Cox. Stengline's there. Caught a bit high. No, said the umpire. Yes, he did. He did give him the free kick.
Against Blake, I think, coming front on into the head.
So Tyson Stengline is only 10 metres out on a 45-degree angle. This is for his third, and there was the free kick against Blake. Yeah, and this will make it one goal the difference.
I mean, a poor effort, really. Get low, grab him up in the tackle, ball up.
Exactly like what Quint Lynch did down the other end, Sox.
So Tyson Stengline for goal number 3. There is one goal the difference at Skills Stadium. Absolutely amazing. And there's the free kick. He milked it for everything it was worth. And Stengline has gone back and kicked his third. And now there is just 6 points the difference.
Well, just to recap, at the 14-minute mark of the third quarter, Geelong led by 54 points. The Eagles have kicked 9 of the last 10 goals in the match and trail by just 6 points. It's been one of the most remarkable turnarounds we've seen for a long time. And Dean Cox certainly been a major player in that. Can they do it? West Coast, can Geelong respond? Can they find something in the last few minutes here to dig deep and get back the ascendancy? Fletcher to Kerr, Steve Johnson a good tackle, handball wild one, Selwood, Cousins who's worked very hard today, Ben Cousins, kick towards half-forward, pressure needs to be courageous and he is, marked strongly. Off to Rosa, loose player inside, Daniel Kerr from 60, driving kick to the goal square at the back. Oh, almost a mark to Hunter.
Handy point.
Very handy point. Calling it early quarters. Margin 5 points in favour of the Cats.
Well done by Fletcher. It was his turn to put his hand up and he did so. But the Cats are still in front. Hunt to Mooney. Almost run down by Embley. Now Bartell short to the 50. And the mark's claimed and awarded to Enright. Steve Johnson off for Geelong. Ottens comes on. Cats by 5 points. Oh, play on! A chance for West Coast to hit the front, but they can't through the kick of Jones. Stuck his toes and kicked it, I reckon. What a mistake. Cats falling apart at the seams. And Jones just couldn't quite finish it.
So Hunter's ball back, decides the safe option is just to kick long. Cox and Blake at the 4, Corey. Handball ineffective, Rosa jams it on the boot. Hanson in good position here, good pitch from Stengline. Right. Jones, handball out wide, Cousins from 40. Where will he go? Snap around the body. Towards the goal square, he missed everything. Out on the full, under pressure, good pressure there from the Cat defence. And the free kick. Look at that, disposals for the quarter. Dominated by the West Coast as they bring it out. Milburn, Junior's looking handball. Scarlett kept his head back to Milburn. Hurries the kick around the body. Rook Feeds it off. Now Scarlett, who's run from fullback. Can he inspire them? Kick towards half forward. Going back, Banfield in good position. Need to keep your feet here, boys. Banfield does it brilliantly. Kerr in good position to mark. Milton and Fisk was superb. They'll be throwing on the wing.
Somehow they just need to manufacture a goal. That's stating the obvious, but they just got to try and get a goal, and it might be enough. But right now, their season is well and truly on the line in the most extraordinary of fashions. There's the free kick to Ottens. Now, no, I thought it was going to be a 50-metre penalty there. So Ottens kicks a high ball to the 50, the back pack slide. The fist came from Graham. Kerr brought it down. Fletcher's there for West Coast. Tulakoski played a great game. Back to Graham. Quick hands was good to Weirpunda. Here come the Eagles. Weirpunda goes to the wing. Jones, in 2 minds, decides to kick. And he finds Staker.
Tim Kellen's out there at the moment. Kellen's out there at the moment. I'm sure he's done his hamstring. He's running around. They can't get him off.
Into the pocket to Kerr. Sauce, you saw him coming down the corridor.
Honestly, they were all looking at Kerr. The Geelong players have stopped running, and Kerr basically ran the length of the ground.
But Daniel Kerr, gee, it's a very tight angle. It's the Cats by 4 points. Comes to put West Coast in front. It's a good kick. Eagles hit the lead. West Coast by 2 points in what has been a 10-goal turnaround in just over a quarter of football.
Unbelievable stuff here. What a kick, what a finish from Daniel Kerr. His second half has been quite simply brilliant. 15 possessions in the second half. He's dominated this final quarter. And after trailing by 54 points, 14 minutes into the third term, the Eagles are now in front. They've kicked 10 of the last 11 goals of the match. Ottens and Cox. Cousins, was he late? No. Shoot, deft touch to Kerr. His handball intended for Cox was intercepted by Stokes. Well played, young man. Handball is okay. Corey's away. Here's a chance for Geelong. Joe Corey has had Gucci to disposal. Coming in for 33. They need a mark, the Cats. They need a mark. Big leap at the back from Blake. Couldn't take it. At ground level, he finds it. Can he snap a miracle goal? No. Chance for Ablett, though, and Ablett's mark. It carried 15 metres, and Gary Ablett a chance. Oh, no one kicks it into the goal square to Nathan. Nathan has marked 10 metres from goal, and he wants to get on with it quickly. Take your time, Nathan.
Someone's got to get over to him.
Take your time.
Take your time. You've got all the time in the world. Or 30 seconds at least.
So we're into the last 5 minutes of actual game time. Nathan Ablett, a chance to put the Cats back in front. That's what's ahead of him. He goes. The Cats back in front. So after surrendering the lead, Geelong have found something. They've picked the goal. Still plenty of time left. 15-8 place, 15-4.
Yes, and well done by the big fella. Got a quick boot to ball. And Gary Ablett saw his brother on his own and under pressure. Nathan Ablett was able to put it through. Good kick.
So the Cats back in front. 98 plays 94. Ottens at the bottom of the pack. Kerr trying to prize the ball from his hands. He almost did it. Knocked forward by Cousins. Fletcher. Little toe poke was clever. Kept his feet. Dish to Cousins. Left foot kick is smothered. Beautifully done by Rook, who sweeps the handball to Corey. Listen to the crowd. Burns puts the foot on the accelerator. Back to Corey. Back to Burns. He's taken over the line and smashed into the cameraman. What a dramatic afternoon at Skills Stadium. A throw-in on centre wing. Cox and Ottens go at it.
Martins gets it down. Stokes slipped as he kicked. Chapman comes through. Loose ball, Braun, clean hands, well played. Now Kerr. Daniel Kerr measures the kick. Enright couldn't take the mark at the back. A chance for Waters. He's run down by Rook. Chance for Hunter. Right. Free kick. Will come back to the Cats. And Hunt kicks across the ground. It's okay. Maintained by Bartel. 25 minutes on the clock. Still 2 or 3 minutes left.
A man up here, West Coast.
Hunt. Milburn. Loose play all of a sudden appearing for the Cats. Rook.
Daniel Kerr is the player without a man.
He goes towards Milburn, but not before Rook gets the kick away to Milburn. So now they've got them covered. Now they need to be just diligent. They're the quarters. 31-28 and nearly 32. So plenty of time left. Milburn forced to kick it high. Braun strength remarked on the wing.
Quick release to Cousins. Looks at the options and decides to go long. Inside 50. Oh, with courage flying back. Can't even spot the Geelong player. It was Egan. Couldn't hang on to the mark. Ball spills free. Jones to Hunter. Hunter has kicked. A goal! Eagles back in front.
He's done it plenty of times, Adam Hunter. He's kicked 2 goals in this final quarter. He did it in the final series last year, in the preliminary final, in the grand final. And what's been a terrible afternoon for him is turning to goal. Mark Thompson cool and composed, but I'm sure he can't believe what's happened.
John Worsfold getting numbers behind the ball now, so he realises there's not much time left. He's now going defensive.
And the Geelong opponents are manning them up, so it's a very crowded Geelong half. Corey, Ling, long towards half forward. Johnson at the back, couldn't hold on. Chance for Braun. Now Cousins. Ben Cousins from just backward of the wing towards Lynch, who kicks strongly overhead
to slow it down.
27 minutes gone. He concedes ground back to Cousins. So now it's time for West Coast to maintain possession. Cousins ignores that and kicks her in the chest of Chick. And Daniel Chick, who has been very quiet all afternoon, in fact, has just had the 4 disposals. In fact, he's the lowest disposal winner for the West Coast, with a chance to kick from just inside 50.
A great decision by Cousins, though, because everyone was man on man other than Chick, who was deep, and Cousins had the poise to be able to make the decision that when Chick came up to honour the lead.
So Daniel Chick from 48, drop punt, is across the face and through for a behind. So 3 points in favour of the West Coast.
Milburn to do the kicking in. Waste no time, no one on the mark, so he taps it to himself and handballs to defensive 50. Steve Johnson, a long ball. Big pack right Chapman from the side. The fist came from Weirpunda. Umpire will bounce. No idea how long is left. 28 minutes have ticked over. One of the most dramatic games of football I've ever seen. Cox has a fresh airy. Now Kerr, what a second half he's had. Handball into open space. Ablett was pushed. Umpire let it go. Cousins has been brilliant. Kicks the high ball. Now the race is on. Weirpunda, Scarlett, Embley are all in the picture. Scarlett tries to keep it alive unsuccessfully. A throw in on the outer wing.
Well, quite remarkable. West Coast by 3 points. Cox and Otten's at it again. Cox takes it out, jams it on the boot. Only as far as Rook, little fumble. Kelly, that's it! Oh, it's been one of the most remarkable games of football you'd ever wish to see. The first time the West Coast have won here since 1999, and they've come back from facing a 9-goal deficit midway through the 3rd quarter.
Well, Geelong's season has all been snuffed out in the most devastating fashion imaginable. This is extraordinary. In football history, from 9 goals down halfway through the third quarter, the West Coast Eagles have taken the points and all but ended Geelong's campaign for 2006. It is like a premiership team in the West Coast huddle. There's the look for the Cats. Total devastation. Let's go to Andrew Marr.
Thanks, Gordon. It's unbelievable scenes down here. Is that the best one you've ever been involved in?
I don't know, I have to sit down and assess it, but...
Look, 9 goals down you were. 9 goals down with about a quarter and a half to play, away from home ground that I'm not sure how many times you've won here. Putting it into context is hard, but that is it's unbelievable stuff.
It's tough to win down here, especially you come from behind. Just a great win. I thought, the boys backed themselves in. We knew we'd get our opportunities. We took them.
Did you know you were going to get the opportunities? How do you know you're going to get them when you're that far down?
Yeah, it's just the boys have got confidence in their ability. I think one thing that we do rely on is our work rate. We knew that if we keep doing the things that, have been working for us, we'll turn our way eventually. It was a sloppy first half, but
mate, no one thought you were actually going to play today, and you've copped a mountain of punishment. You can hardly breathe right now, you're that knackered. And yet your work rate was unbelievable all the way through the game.
Yeah, I think that's just, all the boys were great today, and, to win games of footy, you need to have that right across the board, and we did that today, I thought.
When do you reckon you ultimately got the sniff that you could win this game? Was there a point in this match where you can remember now, a couple of minutes after the siren, that you were actually a chance of winning it?
Well, I guess three-quarter time, we won the third quarter. I thought we come into the huddle pretty confident. We knew we were kicking with a breeze. And once we started getting momentum in that last quarter, the boys have got plenty of belief in their ability, and, it's just a great win,
Mate, monumental performance. Well done.
Thanks, mate.
Good on you. Back to you, boys.
Well, this is what makes the game of Australian rules football so great, and at the same time, so devastating, depending on who you're barracked for. It's like premiership scenes there, isn't it?
Oh, it is. I mean, look, the West Coast Eagles are a great team, but one thing that win does today is no matter what stage through the season, now they might be 5 or 6 down, but they'll have a belief that they think they can get up after a win like this today. That is one of the best wins in the history of the West Coast Eagles Football Club.
Today, waiting to move in 2006. Comes of F1 only. Get him out of the zone. Live at 2. He's got it! Again, rely heavily on Brendan the bowler. Makes no mistake. Will be desperate to go before they put it into the top. Electrifying stuff. And you can take control with your digital remote. Just press ring with this Fox 40 active flash. Your Sunday's looking good. Blues and Power, live at 2. All the highlights of the winners, Demons and Saints, Penguins and Swans.
Everett in the middle. Look at that. Quite brilliant, wasn't it? Driving ball forward. He'll be past the centre. Johnson takes the mark. How's that for a coast-to-coast goal? Sharpen. Good delivery.
Your complete AFL Matchday Guide. The facts and stats you need to know, plus the stuff you've always wanted to know. Grab a copy of the new AFL record.
would you like a tofu burger with bean sprouts? How would you like a delicious Whopper Junior from Hungry Jack's?
Oh, yeah!
How about a delectable, legendary classic Whopper?
Oh, yeah!
Oh, yeah! Or a mouth-watering double Whopper. A Whopper from Hungry Jack's in 3 taste-tempting sizes. Whopper Junior, Classic, or Double. The choice is yours.
Hungry Jack's. Luke Darcy, footy champion.
What a call for Luke Darcy.
Luke Darcy is a beautiful kick.
Darcy!
You can catch Luke on Fox League Teams as part of Fox Footy's champion team.